Hello and welcome back to another OmniHeroes video. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Dooms team and their particular synergies. Now, I've already gone ahead and prepared. Here's one I made earlier for all of you Blue Peter fans. But first things first, we'll check on energy. So this is positive energy, positive moonglow. Synergy mates gain 7 positive moonglow after each action. At the start of battle, all allies gain 25 positive moonglow. And then the Grace of Claw. So for Dooms, this has been through all of the seasons so far that we've had Hope Tree. Dooms have had this. They don't have Grace of Doomsdayer, which is a bit strange, to say the least. But when an ally is attacked, consumes 200 energy to deal equal to 50% of lost HP to all enemies, with a 100% chance to dispel all buffs from each enemy and a 100% chance to remove all debuffs from each ally. This is going to be very, very effective when going up against corrode enemies, when going up against potentially Glorians as well, who apply a lot of debuffs to the team, but primarily this is to counter the Mystifiers in the format. Once you get up to that 200 energy, but it is going to take a long time to get to that 200 energy. As you can see, the only way of gaining energy at the moment is synergy mates gain 7 positive moonglow after each action. At the start of battle, all allies gain 25. So if all of your team survive, which is very unlikely, in PvP anyway, you're going to gain 35 per round. So you know, it is what it is. You're gaining 35 per round. You start off at 25, goes up to 60, then up to 85. It's going to take 4 or 5 rounds for this to kick in. Now, the big one here, increase the reflect rate of all Doomsdayer synergy mates by 320%. This is a powerful one. That is really strong. It's very similar to Mystifiers in that the Mystifiers increase corrode damage, whereas you increase the effectiveness of your Dooms team. So what we're going to do is jump in. We'll get rid of these. We'll get rid of these relics. And then we're going to build a Dooms team. Now, the most consistent Dooms team is something along these lines, potentially even including Cleopatra to get the 4 Phantoms. So you've got 4 Phantoms, 3 Celestials, 1 Deviant as well. A very, very strong team indeed. I've never really rated Sylvan, but the Phantom synergy really does help. So we can go ahead with that team, but I'm going to add in Doris in this instance. So we get our 2 Strikers, 3 Phantoms, just to give an additional attack boost every round to our synergy mates, or our Strikers synergy mates. We're just going to pop in the relics that I would typically use or typically run on a Dooms team. And we're going to quick deploy. So we've got Undying Shield, we've got the the Healing Spear. We also have the Aegis Armor. So dealing reflect damage has 25% chance to trigger Sanctuary. We also want to remove this, and there is one here. Increase reflect rate by 50% and speed as well. You can replace speed with increased attack wherever it has got to. There you go. So let's jump in and let's just see how well this team performs. Now, I've been very impressed with Arthur once he had his runes. Very, very strong. I think you only need to go to Epic for Arthur. I think anything else is excessive. And the reason for that is Arthur will gain 100% defense and HP whenever somebody takes action. Like that, for example. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough to survive, but the Phantom effect is kicking in. So in mirror matches, Doom Phantoms will probably do much better than we've seen before. But again, it is a real pain. But enemy able to survive only with thanks to Holy Shield here. And that is a miss as well. So Ayushta gone down. We're getting close. We're getting close. We just need more units to take action. So now that we've taken action, Arthur increases HP and defense. Again, you only need to go to Epic for those to kick in properly. And what I mean by that is, so you only need to go to epic because by the end of round 5, Arthur will have fully built up. So he will have the full 2,500 if you've gone to epic, 2,500 increase in defense, and increase in HP as well. So for me, again, it's excessive going to anything else. If you have his red runes, if you take no actions other than the ones you are normally given, then Arthur cannot reach his max potential. So he can't get up to that 10,000% because, and again, it's just going down every time. It's because we're up against Dooms. It is a shame, but it is what it is. Now, so by the time you get to round 15, you should have 7,500 if all of your units have taken action and Arthur is alive for the entirety of it. So, yeah, very, very strong, but round 1, round 2, very, very vulnerable, especially against opposing Doom sides. You just go down. I like the enemies are here, but in stronger, more difficult content, it's going to take a long time for Arthur to build up where he needs to be at. So really, again, you only need epic. It doesn't change the percentage that it increases by, just changes the number of stacks. Now, we should hopefully see a victory here. Now we need to get up to that 200 energy in order to remove all debuffs from ourselves and remove all buffs from enemies, but it doesn't look like we're going to get to that mark in any fashion, so really it becomes kind of redundant. In my opinion anyway, it becomes kind of redundant. But we'll see. I just don't think we're ever going to be able to achieve that 200 energy that we need in order to reflect back damage, or at least deal HP damage. Just don't think it's possible to get that 200%. 200 energy. But we'll see. I've been wrong before. Now against Glorians, this team should do much better. Because we're not reflecting damage back, and the debuff reflection kicking in there as well. So as you can see, that white text that keeps popping up, that is Arthur's passive. He is reflecting the physical and magical defense lowering that Talinas provides, and reflecting it back onto enemies as well. Very strong against Mystifiers. Again, I think Doom's really built to take on Mystifiers. Talinas here surviving only because of the Monarch synergy. Yeah, she's strong, but she's dead, unfortunately. And again, no scratches on us this time round. Didn't even get out of round 1. And it is primarily the only matchup really that we don't want is against opposing Dooms. So especially in that first round. If you are up in that first round, you need as much protection as possible, which is why you could potentially take out Doris, and you can put in Ophelia instead. But Phantoms do seem to be the way forward. You can also replace Doris with another unit, another Phantom. It depends on how much proof or what proofs you do have, because there's no real Phantoms in Glorians, and there's no Phantoms in Ethereals, really. Not a good pair anyway. The only true team that does have Phantoms would be, just going straight down, not bad. So yeah, the only true pair, Phantom pair, really is Janna and Narissa, potentially. But again, we'll have to see. Now it looks good, but again, we're just not able to get up to that 200%. To see the effect kick in. It's been like this with a lot of the units as well, or a lot of the synergies. or well, some of the synergies anyway, very difficult to achieve the required energy level in order to win, or at least in order to proc the actual skill that you obtain. Matches don't go on for long enough in PvP, and at this current stage, matches aren't going on for long enough. So what I mean by that is Abyss in PvE, enemies are just too weak at the moment to for us to get to that 200 energy mark. It is what it is. What can we do? You know? But the reflect seems to be kicking in very nicely. Unfortunately, those misses not really helping altogether too much. But there we go. Reflect kicking in, and Emily down. Even the boss went down because of the reflect damage. It is just the Monarch synergy on the opposing team, which seems to have thwarted us this time. But Arthur hopefully finished things off. No? Of course. I can't wait to get into these mix and matches. Getting into the proofs anyway. So that's 66. So what we'll do, jump into PvP. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, we've just jumped in. So this is PvP, and we'll just see how well this Dooms team performs. Now I have added Cleo in, and the reason that I added Cleo in is for the additional protection, the Holy Shield stacks at the very start. We'll see how powerful we are against Mist. We do get the debuff Reflection, which means that we reflected Corrode back onto the enemies. So as you can see, Holy Shield putting in work here. But we'll just have to see how much, because we've got no real healing on the team. So yeah, unfortunately Arthur goes down, of course, as is always the way. You just need him to survive that first round, because if he doesn't survive the first round, he's just practically useless. So hopefully we'll get him back at some point. But if he's down in the first round, we've kind of just lost out on 500% increase attack and defense. So it seems to have worked out relatively well, but again, we're not getting the energy required in order to we're not getting the energy required in order to do what we need to do. But they are going down very quickly. So Queen's Command here, hopefully will take out and bring back Arthur. Come on, give me him back. There we go. We just need to not have him die, of course. Very frustrating. So we get the attack increase here. Both of them are stunned as well, and that's with thanks to our hammer. Enemy gets healing, and we are protected. Cleo goes down, but she is a phantom, so hopefully we'll bring back somebody. So we get Arthur back. We do get minus 10 HP, and we did do reflect damage to our Ayusta, technically. So we increase our stats here and back up to full, or almost full anyway. The increase in HP, really, really strong. And yeah, there we go. I think that is it. So, oh no. Yeah, there we go. That's it. So it seems to work in PvP. This team, it seems to do relatively well. What I'll do, let me just jump into some more PvE action. We'll get the other side leveled up, which I think is better, but we'll have to see. And then, yeah, catch you shortly. And here we go. So I've just leveled this up. This is Energy on Heal and Grace of Devine as well. So this is Energy on Heal. Synergy mates gain 9 negative Moonglow every time they receive healing. And at the start of battle, all allies gain 25 negative Moonglow. So very, very strong effect. And this is Grace of Devine. So the maximum number of attack boosts, defense boost, and HP boost stacks is increased by 15. When negative Moonglow reaches 200, all allies gain 3 stack of attack boost, defense boost, and HP boost as well. One sec. Now that we've got Grace of Devine, we can jump in. And let's just quickly check it one more time. So let's jump into Dooms here. And this is, so this increased reflect rate, yeah, so maximum number, blah, blah, blah. So effectively, we can increase our attack stacks, HP stacks, and defense stacks as well. But, and Arthur goes down again, of course, because why not? Why would he not go down? He needs other units to take action before he does against opposing Dooms teams. Really frustrating, which is why running Phantoms, Doom Phantoms, is the way forward. There's no two ways about it. Unfortunately, the Dooms just recently they've just become so weak. I just don't know. Now we are gaining a lot of energy very quickly, which is why I think this one is much better than the other side. The other side is okay. It's kind of meh, but as you can see, we're up to 178 positive Moonglow energy already, even before doing anything, and taking them out, not bad. But we should receive some healing here as well. So we're up to 200%. 200 negative Moonglow energy, which means that we can hit Ascension. Now we're in round 2. This is the first time that I've seen this properly pop off. Like one of these skills get to 200. It is the on heal effect that brought us to this point. There's no other two ways about it. This energy cap here, it's severely nerfed a lot of the time for... Yeah, it's just going to go down again. I can see it. He's just going to go straight down. Yeah, every time. I'm just so annoyed. Like, why? I'm going to have to do this. There's just no two ways about it. Either you run a full Monarch team, so this doesn't happen, or you run a Phantoms team. There's no two ways about it. Phantom team primarily because you've already got Dahlia in there for the 4th Phantom, but we'll just see. Now, again, the reason that I've popped Cleo in is because of the Holy Shield protection. It is just required against opposing Dooms and against Mystifiers, units that are going to go under the actions effectively and can do damage without taking action. Those teams right there, that's who you need Cleo against, specifically. So it seems to be working out here much better than we have seen it previously. We are taking a little bit of damage, but now that the shields are down, we're able to start building up max HP and max attack with thanks to Arthur. And especially against Verdian enemies who are going to be doing a lot of these basic attacks. We do see massive increases in HP and defense as well. Up to those 50 stacks for Arthur, I believe. And as well, now Arthur is also increasing his defense and HP. So we're going to see a lot more damage and a lot more effectiveness for these particular lineups anyway. So you can see this here, absolutely fine, done what we need to do. And let's go ahead and pass through. Hopefully, we'll see more of this. Again, just against opposing Dooms, Arthur is so vulnerable. Really, it is what it is. You know, he is what he is. Either he's going to die turn 1 or he's going to last until round 15. There's no other two ways about it. It's not even like he's a glass cannon, but he does a lot of dying very quickly around 1, or again he survives till the end. Now, as you can see, we're healing quite a bit here, so because we're healing, we're able to increase our Moonglow energy up quite high, or significantly higher than we have done previously. They're all just going for this first slot, aren't they? But we're able to increase our HP and attack as well, up to currently 16 instances of reflect damage. And there we go, Aishta doing the business. And then what we'll do is we will go into round 70, and hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. As you can see, up to 142 energy, 151, just keeps going up and up and up. It's like the whenever you take action, claws, but this is per instance of healing. So if you're healing multiple times, then you're gonna be gaining much more energy as well. Again, this for me, this is my preferred. I've made my decision already. I don't need to see any more. For me, this is the preferred side for Dooms this season. I think the other one, it's just not really achievable, not realistic to think that we'd be able to get to that 200 energy. And then even when we get to that 200 energy, we're not doing altogether too much. You know? I mean, it's a lot of damage when you get there, but it's when you get there, if you get there. We seem to have stunned these two as well, so not bad. And we're doing quite heavy reflect damage as well. So hopefully, yes, we get loads of buffs added on. Ayushta not able to finish things out this time round. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Cleo to pop off. Arthur may be able to finish this. Yeah, so he's finished the first two off. We do lose a lot of our shielding because there are two Celestials on the enemy team, but it's absolutely fine by me. Primarily because we've stunned both of them as well, and nearly there. I think Sylvan should do it. Yeah, she does massive damage. She's got 1500% on attack, and we did actually get up to 200 energy as well. So something to keep in mind there. Now let's jump into PvP, and we'll see how this team does. Right, and we're in PvP. Again, same team, same Mystifiers team. We'll just see how effective this is compared to the other Grace of Claw that we've seen previously as well. I just think this one is so much better. It's so much easier to build up that relic energy. Yeah, and I have to go straight down, of course, because why wouldn't he? You know, it's like I said, he either goes down turn 1 or he remains till turn 15. So we'll just have to see. Hold on. There we go. So we got the stun off, and then we hopefully should start seeing a lot more reflect. Again, it's just that initial hit. It doesn't matter what you try and do to avoid it. If Arthur gets hit in turn 1, it's just like a chocolate fire guard. Nothing else you can do about it. No two ways about it. I'm just so annoyed. But we are up to 151 energy, so just means if the fight were to go on any further than round 2, which typically it won't do in PvP, but if it were to, we should be able to see the Ascension pop off. But enemies just don't last, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll see. There we go. Right, so yeah, what do I think about Dooms this season? I think they are very strong. I think they are very, very strong indeed. I think the Grace of Devine is actually much, much stronger. Let me just pop over to the Hope Tree. So yeah, Grace of Devine, much, much stronger than Grace of Claw, in my opinion anyway. And this heal mechanic here, so 9 negative Moonglow energy every time they receive healing, that is much better than the on action, because even if your units take action, they might just die, as we've seen. It is what it is. But yeah, the Ascension, got to be much, much better this season, I think, personally. Let me know what you think down below. If you're not subscribed already, please do. And I hope you have a fantastic day.